good morning or good lunchish time, sort of lunchtime, wherever you are. Look at my cool cup I got from Disney. Isn't it so cute? Oh my god. Simba. That's what this reminds me of. And he does it with his thumb, you know, on the tree. Simba. Anyway. Y'all, so what's so funny is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you want to build a life that fits with who you are and it doesn't feel like work, then you have to follow your own rules. And I think that it takes a while sometimes to figure out what your own rules are. But I think it's important to follow your own rules and to be willing to stretch in places where you can stretch outside of what you know. That hurt. I just burned myself. Outside of what you know or you've witnessed with other people that you know. Look at me. I missed a hair. You see that? Because with that being said, I think a lot of times without realizing, a lot of people don't dream bigger or don't do bigger because they only do life based upon what they've experienced or what they've witnessed is possible for others, right? And going and building something that's different than that is very scary, don't get me wrong, and very different. And I just think it's important to realize that, like, you have to do it by your own rules. And what made me think of that this morning is that I made this task for myself last weekend when I was planning the week. I wrote out, here are the things I need to focus on or need to do this week, right? And in my business, which is a drastically smaller list than the rest of my life because I have a lot of other things going on that I'm dealing with. And so those things have to be a higher priority. But anyway, one of the things I wrote on that list was make a list of live stream topics so that you can go live every day for the next 15 days. And then I'm going to do this mindset challenge and whatever, right? So here's the thing. I'm sitting here this morning. I had to take a break in my day so I could curl this crazy hair because I got to do shit later. But I'm sitting there. I like to put on stuff on YouTube so that I can concentrate or focus on it or whatever. So I was watching one of my old mentors, one of my old coaches, one of my very first coaches, Kat Latorzo, and well, she's Katrina Ruth on here now. And she was talking about how, she was sharing her biggest struggles as an entrepreneur. And one of them is, or one of what she was saying is the fact that, if you're trying to do this job to get a specific result, like my job, my building, and I think this is relevant for a lot of other businesses too, and just in your own life, if everything's directly related to a dollar amount or a result, or you're it doesn't work and you're just wasting your time. You might get some cool stuff that you make along the way, but meaning content and stuff like that, marketing material. But I've never had any of that work. Neither has she. It's when I follow my own rules and just let the words flow out of my mouth as they come, like right now. It's then that what I desire happens and comes to me, right? It's then that I find my people. It's then that all those things happen. And so I think it's extraordinary. I have this timer on my phone that limits my social media time, and it just kicked me out of Facebook. Anyway, I think it's extraordinarily important that we realize that there comes a time, and in certain places of our lives, having someone else's rule book guiding what we're doing doesn't make sense. And it's hurting you more than it's helping you. It's hindering you, I should say. It can hinder people's growth when all they're doing is comparing themselves to something else or someone else versus going deep and learning about yourself and creating some self-awareness to where you can picture and grab onto the things that actually serve you and that actually feel like your purpose and that actually match your lifestyle and your needs and your family and all of those things. So all of that to say that The thing on the list that says make a list of live stream topics for the next 15 days so that I can go live for the next 15 days straight hasn't been done yet this week, and it's Thursday. And the reason it hasn't been done yet this week, guys, I don't think I'm going to curl this front piece. I think it's going to rock on its own here. Maybe not. It looks stringy. Anyway, the reason it's going to get cut off the list because it hasn't, and the reason it hasn't been done yet is because that doesn't feel natural to me. What feels natural to me is being prepared and available and open. Hey, Ryan. Being prepared and available and open to say words as they come into my head. I don't do well with demand. What I mean by that is like people's expectations, which most of the time are my expectations that I've created. But anyway, like the obligation piece, that's the word I was looking for. Obligation piece, that's not my jam. I don't do well with that. It tends to cause me to be rebellious and do the opposite if I feel like I'm doing something because somebody, you know, is trying to make me feel obligated to do so. I'm not around for that shit. All the way back to like my childhood when I was on a basketball team with my church when I was in like 3rd grade, maybe something like that, 3rd or 4th grade, because when you're a tall girl, everyone tells you that you should play basketball or volleyball. Well, I can't serve a volleyball to save my life, and it used to embarrass the shit out of me when I would try. I would be embarrassed. So volleyball was not it. I tried to play basketball. I'm actually pretty good at basketball, but I do not like to play organized sports. Why? Because I do not enjoy being told I have to be somewhere to do something at a specific time if I don't feel like it. So I do that with a job. If someone's paying me, I'll always be there for sure. That's different. But the obligation of like, whether you feel like it or not, you have to be here for this thing. And it was never my jam. So it's funny how all of that fits together, I think. And you can pay attention to the facts, right? Or what guides you or what pushes you specifically in ways of like, if there's a task or a thing that you're like, oh, I have to do it this way. I have to do it this way, or I should do it this way. And you keep finding yourself avoiding that thing. Chances are that that thing is according to somebody else's measuring stick. So all of that to say, uh-oh, we got a tangled necklace. Damn. Where's my mommy when you need her? When I need her. She's like the best at untangling things. Okay, I got it. Anyway. Like, I will bring her tangled necklaces. I'll also bring her stains that I can't get out of shirts because she's really good at that too. Anyway, so all of that to say, friends, if there's something that you think you should do this way or that you have to do this way, I would recommend taking a look and seeing if maybe it's a thing that you can approach differently or a thing that maybe you just don't do at all. But if it's something you need to do for your job or something like that, I would take a step back and reapproach it with a different thought pattern. Because if you're trying to approach it with someone else's rule book and you're avoiding it, then that means that rule book is most likely not in alignment with what you believe or what you feel. So there's that. We're gonna leave it at that. Look at me. I love that I'm always photobombing myself. Anyway. I love you guys, and I'm sorry I haven't been live in a bit, but here we are. It's been a rough year, friends. Like, the last 12-month window has been rough on all fronts. Business, personal, well, my relationship, my relationships have actually gotten better and stronger, but I've had to say goodbye to a lot of people. And obviously, we've had 2 very significant deaths in the family in a short period of time, plus a cancer treatment, plus me getting all of this GI treatments and stuff and going through all this testing, and then me going through all this work and testing for my spine. And like, there's progress. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to get there. But I'm in that crunchy part where like, this is the part where everybody quits. The part that I'm in right now. Most people would have already quit by now. And I just know this because I study humans for a living. And their behavior, but like most people would have already quit by now. So in this crunchy, uncomfortable part where things are hard and everything's hard and I have really small wins but really big pain points, and we're working through it, right? But with that being said, it's moments like this that I pop on here while I'm curling my crazy hair and just let the words flow as they're meant to, that really define and attract what it is that I want anyway. So just keep that in mind in your own world and see where maybe you can put that into practice. What time is it? Wherever you are, if you have not eaten in the last few hours, have yourself a little snacky. If you have not drinking, that's not a word. If you have not drank any water, have yourself a drink of water, because hydration is important. And go out into the world today, be a good person, be kind to others, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you think other people can benefit from it, hit that little share button and share it on over. I appreciate when you do that.